Hello, I am Andres Nada, and I'm going to talk about my plans for the future for my oral exam from the English class. First of all, I'm going to talk about my philosophy, my political and economic philosophy, so that I can explain what my future plans are, because they are totally related to that. So, I consider myself to be a libertarian. That is a political philosophy that fundamentally believes in various sets of principles. The main one being the non aggression principle. That is the principle that you should not use force and coercion to basically get what you want. That would include you cannot kill to get the house that somebody owns. That would be moral. And you cannot steal from anyone because that would be moral. That also applies to the government, since if since taxes are also a form of violation to this moral principle, because if you don't pay taxes, then the government threat you, and if you resist to that threat, then you get shot. So basically, taxes are immoral. That is a basic principle of libertarianism. Now, that doesn't mean that there should be no taxes at all. That would be voluntarism. But uh, some libertarians enter that category, where myself enters into classical liberal. That would mean that a form of taxes can be valid in terms that it doesn't interfere really much with the economy. For example, flat 50% sales tax. That would be all the taxes that a government collects. That should be the moral thing to do. Now, another principle that we believe then is that the smaller the government, the more free are the people. And the more free the people are, then they have the ability to start new businesses. And that way they could hire more people. Then we also are skeptical about government. For example, raising the minimum wage doesn't raise the actual wage. It only takes away the bottom part of the economic ladder, so that people like me, teenagers, are not able to be employed because businesses will find it unprofitable to profit us, to, to hire us, because basically they will spend more money instead of what they would earn extra if they hire us. So that's the third principle of libertarianism. Now, we are not pro corporations, we are pro markets, meaning that a corporation that has benefit from government, for example, GM and Chrysler that got bailout in 2008, they are not pro free market nor Wall Street. So free market are you can start your business, and the only way you're going to be successful is that people buy from you, and that they decide who the best company is. That's or the principles of libertarianism. So relating it to me, to my future, I take this issue very seriously. I'm very interested in politics and economics. So for my near plans future would be to end high school and then to study mainly economics or financial administration, and from there get a master's degree in philosophy. From there, I would like to get employed for some time, maybe in my 20s, and then start my own business. But I would move out of Mexico first. I wouldn't go to the United States, not to Europe, because those are corporationist and socialist countries that are against libertarianism. I would go to the most free countries there are. There would be Switzerland or Hong Kong or Singapore. Some of those countries, I would go and move there and then start my own company. There would be an investment bank. From there, I would advise my investors on where to invest in the world or what businesses, and mainly it would be gold and silver, because today the world is really in a mess, in an economic mess. Then I would like to also be an analyst, a political and economic analyst, such as Peter Schiff, that is regularly interviewed on TV on political and economic issues. For example, Peter Schiff was able to predict the 2008 economic crash because he understood that it was the fault of the government and not the fault of the banks, the reason why the 2008 crash began and happened. So, I mean, to give an example of how I could analyze the economy and politics, I am predicting a crash, a dollar crash in the near future, maybe before the end of the year, and that would be started by a regular recession that happens every 7 or 5 years. We are almost a decade uh, from a recession. The last one was in 2008. So, what the government has made some really bad decisions, mainly inflating the dollar, and we have seen that here in Mexico with skyrocketing prices in dollar. Uh, but it is only an illusion because the purchasing power of the United States has gone up. It is only an illusion that the Fed, that the Federal Reserve has created. So, for example, that would be a thing that I would like to do in the future. And the rest of my future, I would like to be, well, the normal stuff. I will live the American dream, have a house, have cars, have renew cars every 2 years. I would like to be economically successful. I would like to have a family. I would like for my kids to have the best education, no matter the cost, because that's the most important thing to do. And I will also like to have good health. Uh, that's all my plans for my future. I don't have any plans for when I'm old, but well, when I'm elder. But that will be my plans for the future. Mainly, they are on the workplace